I was super excited to jump on board a Pixar project. I've been a longtime fan. I've always wanted to be in one of their films. In my mind, they're quite nearly perfect stories that they tell. They appeal to anyone from the ages of 8 to 80 and on. Um, Partly, I think, because, and they're universally loved, I think partly because they always execute three things really well. There's always a sense of adventure, there's always a sense of fun, there's always humor there. And of course, there's heart. So for them to take a story like Coco now and set it within the context of Mexican culture and against the backdrop of Dia de Muertos, that was something I couldn't pass up. I mean, I am very, very excited to be a part of this story. Coco is about family, it's about music, it's about magic. It's a classic tale of a young boy who sets off on a journey of self-discovery. And while he's on that journey, he learns that he can not only follow his dream, but he can also remain true to who he is and where he comes from. I play Ernesto de la Cruz. He is arguably the most famous musician in all of Mexican history. He's sort of like the Mexican Frank Sinatra, a cultural icon who is as much cherished for his music abilities as he was for his movie roles. And he's someone that clearly our little hero Miguel worships. He studies his films and watches his performances. He's full of charisma, full of charm. He was someone who enjoyed worldwide fame and renown before his untimely death. And he is now, in the world of the dead, likely more popular than he was when he was alive. I've never had the pleasure of meeting Gael, but his presence in the film lends it true authenticity. He is a native son of Mexico, and what better way to represent the film and his country than to have his presence in it. He's a wonderful actor. He's got a great sense of intelligence and humor at the same time, and he sings beautifully. People are going to really be bowled over by his performance. The cool thing about Lee and Adrian and Darla and all the rest of the team at Pixar is they're just a bunch of grown-up kids like us. They have a sense of curiosity and adventure and fun combined with just incredible craftsmanship that makes them master storytellers. But the thing that I really respond to in them, and that's something I rely upon as an actor, is this sense of saying yes and being open to everything. So the process, as far as I have participated in, is very open and very kind of free. Lee comes to the table, as does Adrian, with very specific ideas about how they want to execute a scene. But that doesn't disallow us, the performers, from trying something new. What was really helpful for me in creating a character this big, this larger than life, was beyond whatever was on the page. Lee and Adrian encouraged me to look at characters from the golden era of Mexican cinema. So I studied Jorge Negrete and Pedro Infante and the singer Vicente Fernandez. These were guys who were handsome and suave and charismatic and incredibly talented singers and actors. And that really sort of gave me the template, a way in really, on how to portray the character. When I first took a tour of Pixar, I was led into a room that was filled from top to bottom with images of the characters and art from Coco. And I was surprisingly and deeply moved by what I saw, because it was the first time in my life, in this context, a cinematic context, that I was going to see images of people that I know. My grandmother, my mother, my aunts and uncles, my cousins, my own children. And it was clear, it was quite obvious that whoever put this room together did so with a great deal of care and attention to detail and love. And what I realized in that moment was that these filmmakers, their sole intent was to not only tell a story that celebrates the uniqueness of our culture, but also reflects the simple fact that at the end of the day, we're all pretty much the same. We all have the needs, wants, desires, dreams of everyone else, and that's a universal story. I think, in my humble opinion, it's their best film yet. Not only is it visually stunning, but it packs an emotional wallop that that I won't forget, and I don't think you will either.